Now come to the next question that is also related with the vitamins, right, and its deficiency disease. Vitamin A, that is retinol, right, vitamin A is retinol, which is related, its deficiency disease is the night blindness or the nyctalopia and the xerophthalmia. That means 1B in both these options, that means A and B cancelled. Vitamin K, that is related with the, it is anti-hemorrhagic vitamin, right, anti-hemorrhagic vitamin, that means it prevents the hemorrhage, it is related with the hemorrhage, that is 2C, right. So answer is D. Answer is D. That C is the deficiency of vitamin C is causes the scurvy. Vitamin D, that is calciferol, right, and in children rickettsia, and in adults it causes the osteomalacia, right. Vitamin E is related with the sterility and the impotency. Clear? So correct answer is D. Now tubular, come to the next question. Match the column. Tubular part, J-shaped, that is esophagus, right. C-shaped, that is duodenum. Long and coiled part is the ileum, and tubular part is the esophagus. So answer is 1C, 2D, that is answer is B. Duodenum is the smallest part of the small intestine. It is the C-shaped duodenum. Duodenum is the C-shaped duodenum, and in the loop of that duodenum, pancreas, a leaflet-like structure is present. Ileum is the part of the small intestine, right. It is highly coiled and number of pairs patches is present in ileum. Clear? Esophagus, it's a hollow tubular portion which is lined with the non-keratinized stratified squamous epithelium, right. Length is depends upon the length of the neck, and stomach is the largest expanded portion of the whole alimentary canal, right. In empty state it is J-shaped. Clear? Come to the next question. Identify the indicated points X, Y and Z, right. Protein X, which converts into converts protein into peptones and proteoses. That means the protein digestion starts from the stomach. Beginning of the protein digestion site is the stomach. That means in stomach, pepsinogen and prorenin acts on it, right. So pepsin is there, exactly, but pepsin in all options. Peptones and proteoses acts, now they are digested by the Y and converted into dipeptides, right, converted into dipeptides. Then in pancreatic juice, trypsinogen and chymotrypsinogen both acts as a proteolytic enzyme, but after that the amino acid digestion, that is the function of the eripsin. When dipeptides converted into the amino acid, that is the function of the eripsin which is present in the succus entericus, right. So answer is the D, because when we see that first option, pepsin, it's okay. Why? We can take chymotrypsin also, but the dipeptides into amino acids, steapsin, no, that steapsin is the group of the fat digesting enzyme, right. That steapsin is the group of fat digesting enzymes. Clear? That's why the more appropriate and exact correct answer is the D, right. Present in the gastric juice, pancreatic juice, intestinal juice, right. Now come to the next. match the column, right? These are the coenzymes and these are the related vitamins. Coenzyme Q, right? Coenzyme Q, that is it is also known as the fertility vitamin, right? That is also known as the fertility vitamin, that is vitamin A, sorry, vitamin E, right? It is related with the vitamin E. So one is there. FMN flavin mononucleotide, that is related with the riboflavin vitamin B2. So 2E, right? Now what will happen? NAD, that is related with the niacin vitamin B3, right? Vitamin B3, and that's why it is also known as the Goldberger's PP factor, right? Coenzyme A, that is related with the pantothenic acid, and coenzyme R, that is vitamin H biotin, vitamin B7. Clear? So according to that, the answer is 1C2E, 1C2E. Answer is D. 1C2E 3, D 4A 5B. Right? Now come to the next one, which is the order of consumption of the nutrients in starving man. Right? Actually, they provide energy in the following ratio. This is related with the balanced diet actually, and it is given in NCERT also, right? What will happen when we take in a starving man in our body? First we use the carbohydrate or glucose, after that the fat, and the most typical is to digest the protein, right? So the sequence is the carbohydrate, then fat, then last one is the protein, right? And the ratio is 1:2:1. That means in if it absence of carbohydrate, there is glucose, yes, obviously, right? The end product of carbohydrate is glucose. Clear? So glucose, fat, protein, 1:2:1. That is answer is Bombay. Right? So these are the ratios to provide the energy by the use of these macro biomolecule. Clear? Right? Now come to the next question. The pH of saliva is 6.8, gastric juice 1.8, bile juice, that is 8.6, pancreatic juice, that is 8.4, and succus entericus, that is 7.8. Right? So these are the distribution of the pH according to the juices. So what is the answer? 1C in all, 2A, 1C 2A in both. That means answer is in between A and B. Right? 3D in both, 4F, that is answer is A. Clear? Now what will happen in next question? Identify the indicated point, that is 2, 8, 3 respectively. This is the diagram of NCERT, right? That this is the diagram of NCERT, page number 261, right? And I think the diagram number is 16.6, right? What in that question, what it's represent that first one, that is the gallbladder, one is the gallbladder, right? 2 is the duct from the gallbladder. In NCERT actually 2 is mentioned as duct of the gallbladder, but its name is the cystic duct, or we can say the duct of gallbladder, right? These are the ducts from the liver, that is from right lobe, that is from left lobe, that is the right and left hepatic duct, right? hepatic ducts or duct from liver. Clear? This is that cystic duct and hepatic duct combined to get form. That 3 is the common bile duct. Right? That 4th one is the duodenum. Right? What is that 5th? That 5th is the hepatopancreatic duct. Right? Hepatopancreatic duct. Now that 6th one is the pancreatic duct. And 7th is the pancreas. So you have to memorize all the enumerations of the NCRT diagram, right? So in that particular question, 2, 8 and 3 indicated, that is 2 is cystic duct or the duct of the gallbladder, right? Or 8 is the hepatic duct or the duct of the liver. Cystic duct, hepatic duct in A and C, right? That means B and D is cancelled. Clear? Now 3 is the common bile duct, right? Common bile duct. So answer is C. Answer is C. Clear? Rest of the cancel. So you have these type of question asked in previous year's exam. So you have to memorize it. Or each and every line of NCRT with their diagrams you have to memorize here, right? Now come to the next question, right? That is in that question we asked that the correct sequence of the layer in the wall of the stomach is, right? In NCRT it is a diagram is given in page number 260, right? In which the layers, the arrangement of the layers shown by the diagram, right? But it's the whole wall of the alimentary canal. But in that question they asked about specifically the wall of stomach, right? When we talk about the whole wall of alimentary canal, that is the serosa muscularis, right? And in muscularis we know that the outer is longitudinal, inner is circular, right? Outer is longitudinal, inner is circular. And the next one is the that is the submucosa. That is the submucosa, and another one is the mucosa, right? Submucosa and another one is the mucosa. But in case of stomach, one more layer is there, that is the oblique muscles, right? So when we talk about the arrangement, and specifically see that in that question it's that is not clearly mentioned that the sequence is from inner to outer or outer to inner, right? So what will happen, what we will do, first in first option serosa outermost, circular and longitudinal, the sequence is wrong. Outer is the longitudinal, then circular, then submucosa, then mucosa, so that is wrong. In second option serosa longitudinal, circular, submucosa, mucosa, it is correct. But in the wall of stomach one more layer which is very important, that is oblique is there, so it is not wrong, but it's not appropriate, right? In third, mucosa muscularis oblique submucosa serosa, it's correct, but what will happen, the series is wrong, right? After mucosa there is submucosa, after that oblique, then circular, then longitudinal, or we can say after oblique muscularis and after that serosa. So this option is also wrong. Now mucosa, submucosa, oblique, muscularis and serosa. So correct answer is the D. Clear? One more thing, in case serosa is the bilayer of peritoneum, and that serosa is absent in the greater curvature and lesser curvature, right? Serosa is absent in the greater curvature and the lesser curvature. Clear? Now what will happen? Come to the next question, right? 21. It is also based on the diagram. In that question, that is the diagram of NCERT, that one is the parotid salivary gland, right? That second one is the pharynx. This is the pharynx. Third one is the esophagus. Third one is the esophagus. That fourth is the stomach. That fourth one is the stomach. Fifth is the pancreas. Right. That sixth one is the jejunum. That seventh is the descending colon. That portion, eighth one, is called the rectum. That is called the rectum. This is the anus, right? Vermiform appendix, or we can write here only appendix, right? That is the cecum, ileum, ascending colon, transverse colon, duodenum, 14th is gallbladder, right? 13th is the liver. This is submaxillary and sublingual salivary gland. Submaxillary and sublingual, mouth, right? And that one is the oral cavity. These are the enumeration of according to the NCERT. So now what will happen in that question? One, that is the parotid salivary gland, right? Parotid in these, that means A option is cancelled. 10th, that is oral cavity. Clear? And 11th, 12th, that is mouth and the submaxillary, right? 11th is the mouth and submaxillary gland. So the option is, the correct answer is C, oral cavity, and or the, we can say, the buccal cavity, right? So here the answer is, the correct answer is the C, right? Correct answer is the C. Okay. Now come to the next question. This question is based on that diagram, right? In above diagram, the alimentary canal identify the structures which is respectively involved in the formation of bile. That means the formation of bile is related with the liver. Liver is the site for the formation of bile. Secretion of the trypsinogen, that is the secretion of the trypsinogen, that is the related with the pancreas, because it is the pancreatic juice, it is related with the pancreatic juice. And most frequent site of the stones, that is in that diagram, that is related to the gallbladder. Right, that is related to the gallbladder. Now what is the series of the liver? That is 13, pancreas that is 5, and gallbladder that is 14. So the option is 13, 5 and 14, that is A, right? So the correct answer is A. Now come to the next question. Identify the A, B, C and D respectively. It expresses condition A, B, C, D respectively, right? That means we cannot follow that. We have to follow that, right? This is the NCERT based diagram. That D represents the incisor, C canine, B premolars and that A molars, right? Incisor, canine, premolars and the molars. So what will happen in A, that is molar, B premolars, C canine, D incisors, and they shows the on the basis of structure and function, they shows the heterodont dentition, right? That's why the answer is A. Clear? The answer is A. Now come to the next question, that is 24. This is the structure of stomach, right? This is the esophagus. That 2 is the fundus. That 3 is the cardiac. Fourth is the pylorus and fifth is the duodenum, right? That portion is called the body. Clear? So what will happen? In which digestion takes place in medium, that is in stomach, gastric medium is acidic, right? So acidic, so answer in is chosen in between A and B. C and D is cancelled because here basic and the pH of gastric juice is acidic, right? Identify the 2, 3 and 4 respectively, right? So 2 is fundus, 3 is the cardiac and fourth one is the pylorus. So answer is B, that is acidic, 2 fundus, 3 cardiac and fourth one is the pylorus. So correct answer is B, right? Now come to the next question. This is again the diagram of the wall of alimentary canal, right? That outermost layer is the serosa, right? This is the that 2 is the circularis, that 3 is the outermost longitudinal and 7 is the muscularis, right? That fourth one is the submucosa, fifth is the mucosa and sixth one is the lumen. Fifth is the mucosa, fourth is the submucosa. Clear? So now 2, 3, 4, 5 respectively. 2, 3, that is circular, longitudinal, submucosa and mucosa. Circular, longitudinal, submucosa and mucosa. Clear? So according to that sequence the answer is the C, right? Now come to the next question. This is the diagram of the lacteal. This is the diagram of the NCRT given in page number 260. That one represents the villi, 2 represents the lacteal, 3 represents the capillaries, 4th represents the artery, 5th represents the crypts of Leber-Cohen, 6th represent the vein, right? So now 2, 3, 4, 6. 2 is lacteal, 3 is capillaries. Lacteal capillary, that is in between A and B. Now 4 and 6, artery and the vein, right? Lacteal capillary, artery and vein. So answer is A, right? Come to the next question. Very lesser calorie contained in diet results into what will happen if we take the less calorie contained diet, then we'll not be able to do work properly. Why? Because just because of the energy malnutrition. If we're not taking the diet in balanced amount or required amount of the carbohydrate and all the protein and the fat, then what will happen? Energy malnutrition is there, exactly, right? Disorders related to protein deficiency, obviously both occur, both A and B, because protein synthesis requires energy. Obviously protein synthesis requires energy, and both A and B because protein cannot be metabolized in absence of fat and carbohydrate. No, it's wrong. So answer is C, right? So answer is C. Protein synthesis, that statement is wrong. Protein synthesis is not related with the fat and that carbohydrate, right? Now come to the next one. Which one of the following have almost equal amount of fat? Which one of the following have almost equal amount of fat? That is human milk and cow milk. Cow milk and buffalo milk. Buffalo milk contains more fat than the cow milk, right? Even than the human milk, and all of these no. So correct answer is human milk is equal in amount of the fat in cow's milk. Clear? Now what will happen? In next, how many statements are correct? Small intestine is U-shaped? No, its part is C-shaped, that is the duodenum is C-shaped, right? So that is wrong. Cecum is blind sac with parasitic? No, right? Epiglottis is an elastic, right? Elastic cartilage is the example of elastic cartilage. Bile is secreted by the hepatic cells in the liver. Exactly, it is produced by the hepatocytes, right? So the correct answer is Bombay, right? So the correct answer is the Bombay. Clear? 2 statements are correct, right? So both these are correct options, right? That is epiglottis is the example of the elastic cartilage, and bile is secreted by the hepatic cells in liver, right? So these statements are correct. Now come to the next one. The sphincter of Oddi guard the opening of A and regulates the discharge of B. So identify that A and B respectively, right? It guards the opening of hepatopancreatic duct and regulates the discharge of the bile juice and the pancreatic juice, right? So correct option is D. Clear? So correct option is D. Now come to the next question. Marasmus. Marasmus is found under the age. Marasmus is found at the age dash. Actually, the marasmus is the energy malnutrition, protein energy malnutrition, in which carbohydrate as well as protein is deficient, right? So there is no fat accumulation of the fat all over the body, is just length, and skin is stuck, stuck with the bones, right? You can count the bones individual in that kind of patient, right? And most of the under the 1 year of age, under the 1 year age of child is affected with the marasmus in case of the malnutrition, right? And it is characterized by the presence of, because it's the question related with the marasmus, that is related with the carbohydrate and the protein, right? That means the energy protein or the proteins and the calories. So the answer, correct answer is under 1 year deficiency of protein and the calories. Clear? Consider, now come to 32 question. Consider these statements. Facilitated diffusion of glucose requires sodium ions as carrier. No, this is the line of NCERT instead of glucose. If their fructose is here, then that statement is correct. But glucose, glucose is actively reabsorbed, right? It's not facilitated diffused, right? And for the diffusion of that, sodium ion is necessary. No, fructose is necessary. For the diffusion of the fructose, the sodium ion is required. Clear? So that statement is wrong. Mouth has no absorption capacity. It's wrong. Mouth has capacity for the absorption, and assimilation takes place only in large intestine. Wrong. So all options are correct. So answer is D. The all statements are wrong, right? Now come to the question number 33. Consider these statements. Mucus bicarbonates, right? Mucus and bicarbonates protect the intestinal mucosa from the action of HCl. Exactly. It prevents from the harmful effect of the acidic nature of HCl, right? To the intestinal mucosa. So this statement is correct. Amino acid can be absorbed by all the possible ways of the diffusion. Exactly, it is given in the NCERT in the absorption of food, right? That it is also absorbed by the simple diffusion, or also absorbed by the facilitated diffusion, also absorbed by the actively and passively, right? So this statement is also correct. So both the statements are correct. So answer is Bombay. Clear? Now come to the next question. Identify A and B respectively, right? A is formed by the action of dash on fat droplets. C, this is the line of NCERT, right? This is the line of NCERT which will be framed in that ray diagram pattern. That micelle, which is the combination of the fat soluble vitamin, the bile salts, the pigments, the minerals, the water, right? All these things gets combined and form a mixture which is called the micelle, right? They moved into the intestinal mucosal cells, right? And where where the protein coated chylomicron is released, right? Where the protein coated chylomicron is released with some bile salts and the fat digesting enzyme, that is steapsin, right? And then they get absorbed into in the lacteals. This is the exact line of the NCERT. So correct option is the C, right? Some triglycerides coated with the amount of protein, right? This is called the chylomicron. This is called the chylomicron. Clear? Now come to the next question, that is, how many statements are correct? How many statements are correct? Malnutrition does not cover. What is that malnutrition? That means when a person does not take the proper amount or adequate amount of the carbohydrate, protein and fat, right? And due to that he suffers from some nutritional deficiencies, that is called the malnutrition, right? It does not cover the problems related to the overnutrition. If it is overnutrition, then why it is called the malnutrition? Obviously, right? So this is incorrect. Anxiety may lead into the digestion. Obviously, when we are very tired and in a very stress condition, then sometimes the GIT tract gets disturbed, right, and indigestion is there. Abnormal frequency of bowel may lead into the diarrhea or the constipation. It's is it right or wrong? And vomiting is followed by the nausea. Exactly, nausea, that is the sensation of vomiting, and after that vomiting occurs, right? So these two is different actually from that line up to that. This is the line of the NCERT of diarrhea, but or the constipation. So in constipation there is the storage of the fecal matter, right? It's not abnormal frequency of the bowel. Clear? So abnormal frequency of bowel may lead to the diarrhea, and here the bowel movements are restricted. Clear? That's why the constipation is there. So the answer is 2. Clear? So the answer is 2. Now come to the next question. Match the column. Vitamin B1, this is the due to the deficiencies of this vitamin, right? And what is the reason of these deficiencies? Vitamin, why vitamin B1 is deficient, right? What is the reason of that? And what to remove the or to subside the deficiency symptoms, what we have to do, right? So when we talk about the deficiency, if there is deficiency of vitamin B1, then what will happen? Maybe it is due to the chronic alcoholism, right? It is due to the chronic alcoholism, right? And the whole grains in wheat in diet should be taken, right? Exactly, it's correct. Vitamin B1, that is thiamine, right? Vitamin B1 deficiency is thiamine. Chronic, due to the chronic alcoholism, its absorption is inhibited, right? Vitamin D, that is calciferol. If the patient does not want to exposure properly in sunlight or laser exposure to sunlight, then reason is correct, right? But advice is, yes, much more calcium intake. Exactly. Vitamin C, if the person feed only cow milk, then vitamin C is not in proper amount, right? Then what will happen? The patient should take some citrus fruits, right? It should take some citrus fruit, that is intake of amla, citrus and the fruits, right? So C is R with 4, right? So answer is, I think, D. And vitamin A, that is ulcers of cornea. Exactly, but intake of red orange fruit. Why? Because it carries the it helps in the synthesis of vitamin A, and it carries the beta carotene pigment, which helps in the synthesis of vitamin A, which forms the eye pigments, that is rhodopsin and iodopsin, and it repairs the biomembranes also. So ulcers of cornea should be treated by the ingestion of vitamin A, right? So answer is D. Now come to the next, that is the dental formula of an animal is 2122 upon 2123, right? See here, 2122 upon upper jaw, lower jaw, incisor, canine, premolars and the molars. 2, 1, 2, 3. What will happen? 2, 1, 3, 2, 5, 2, 7. 7 into 2, right? That is 14. 2, 1, 3, 5, 3, 8 into 2, that is 16. That is 30. Total number of teeth is 30, right? Now in question, total that total word is used here. Total 2 incisors in lower jaw. No, 2 into 2, that is 4. So that statement is wrong, right? Total 4 incisors in lower jaw. Exactly correct. Total 4 molars in lower jaw. No, 3 is here. Molar na? Right, 3 is here and 3 is another, that is 6. So this is also wrong. Total 7 teeth in half of upper jaw, that is 2, 1, 3, 2, 5, 2, 7, right? So this is correct. Animal has total 30 number of teeth. This is correct. So what will happen now? Select the option having incorrect statements, that is 1 and 3. So answer is C. Right? Come to the next question, that is 38. Dash forms dash in stomach and dash in the intestine, right? When we read the question, we didn't recognize what actually they want, right? But when we read that option, right, if mucosa forms the gastric glands in stomach and crypts of liver, colon and intestine, is it right or wrong? If submucosa forms the gastric glands in stomach and crypts of liver, colon and intestine, serosa forms the crypts of liver, colon and intestine and gastric glands in intestine, and serosa forms the gastric glands in stomach and crypts of liver, colon. So what will happen? Serosa is not related with that here, right? And crypts or liver, colon is not found in the stomach. Mucosa forms the gastric glands in stomach, exactly, right? And same as that mucosa forms the crypts of liver, colon in the intestine, right? Crypts of liver, colon in the intestine. So the correct answer is A, right? So the correct answer is A. Clear? Now come to the what is true about the intrinsic factor. Is it lipid derivative and bind the B12? It's not lipid derivative, it is the glycoproteinaceous in nature, right? Yes, they can bind the B12, but it's not lipid derivative, right? So it's wrong. Released by chief cells? No, it is released by the oxantic cells, right? So it is wrong. It is a glycoprotein. Exactly. It is produced by the oxantic cells and binds with the iron. No, it is binds with the vitamin B12. So correct answer is C. So correct option is C, right? Now come to the next, steapsin. What is that steapsin? That is the group of the fat digesting enzymes. Group of the fat digesting enzymes which is present in the pancreatic juice, right? That is also the question of pre-medical. The maximum amount of fat digesting enzyme is present in which kind of digestive juice? So pancreas. It is produced by the pancreas and digests the fat, produced by the small intestine and digests the fat, produced by the stomach and digests the protein. It is not related with the protein, so that option is cancelled. Produced by the liver? No, it is produced by the pancreas and digests the fat, right? So correct option is A. Now come to the 41. The epithelial cells lining the stomach of the vertebrates is protected from the damage of HCl and pepsin because HCl, that is from the harmful effect of HCl, the mucous neck cell secretes the mucus and it protects, right? And even pepsin is the proteolytic enzyme, right? So that mucus provides the protection to from the proteolytic activity of the pepsin, right, in the wall of the stomach. So what will happen? HCl is too dilute. Galat. HCl is neutralized by the stomach. Wrong. The epithelial cells are resistant to the action of wrong, right? Why? The reason is the epithelial cells are covered by the mucus secretion. So the correct option is the D, right? In empty contracted stomach, the mucosa forms some folds in the wall of the stomach actually, right? Number of gastric rugae are present here, right? Number of gastric rugae are present which increase the surface area at the time of storage of food, and these rugae are called these folds are called the gastric rugae. These folds are called the gastric rugae, right? So the some folds, they are known as the rugae. They are known as the rugae. Clear? Fovea, it is present in eye, right? Rugae, these are the fold crypts of the liver Kuhan. It is related with these are also the folds of the mucous membrane, but it is present in the small intestine, not it is related with the stomach, right? But they are the folds, right? They are not help in the increasing the surface area. These are the mucus secreting glands, clear? But rugae helps in the increasing surface area for the storage of food. Peyer's patches, that Peyer's patches are the, what are these Peyer's patches? These Peyer's patches acts as a secondary lymphoid organ, right? These Peyer's patches acts as a secondary lymphoid organs, right? So correct answer is rugae. Now come to the next question. The number of wisdom teeth, right? What is that wisdom teeth in humans? That wisdom teeth is the third molar teeth, right? Third molar teeth and 4 in number. How? It is also, it is vestigial in humans, right? It is vestigial in humans, clear? So when we talk about the dental formula 2 1 2 3 upon 2 1 2 3, right? So that third molar in these three, the last third molar, that is 1 into 1 into 2 na, right? That is in half of the jaw. One is here in upper jaw, in lower jaw. One is in the last portion, right? And one is here. So total number is 1 2 3 4, that is 4. Clear? Now come to the next question, that is the Kupffer cells. What are these Kupffer cells, right? In the cut section of the, or we can say in transverse section of the liver, that is central vein, hepatic cords are arranged like that, right? Hepatocytes are arranged in the form of cords, and this is the hepatic sinusoids where some Kupffer cells in hepatic sinusoids, there are Kupffer cells are present, and these Kupffer cells are macrophagic cells, right? These are the macrophagic cells of the liver. These Kupffer cells are the macrophagic cells of the liver. These Kupffer cells are the macrophagic cells of the liver, which is phagocytic in nature, right? Which is phagocytic in nature. So the correct option is Kupffer cells of liver, the phagocytic cells, right? We know that mast cell, about the mast cells are the, they helps in the prevention, or we can say they make our immune system strong, right? Amount of saliva secreted daily in human beings, it is about 1 to 1.5 liters, right? and when we talk about the ml, that is 1000 to 1500 ml, right? 1000 to 1500 ml. So the correct answer is the 1000 ml. So in that manner you have to solve the questions. Read every question should be read in proper manner, right? Each and every word is important of question, not only correct except incorrect except. If these words are present in question, then be careful, right? Read it carefully, right? So because in biology, in zoology, from just one word the whole meaning is changed and answer is changed, right? So you have to learn each and every single word of the NCERT with their diagrams and their enumerations, right? Thank you.